Councilwoman Lozada represents the 7th Councilmatic District of Philadelphia. We sat down for a conversation and discussed the challenges of her district, her vision, and her love of salsa dancing.
The neighborhoods that I represent are Juniata, Frankfurt, Northwood, Wissinoming, Kensington, Fair Hill, parts of North Philadelphia, Hunting Park, Fair Hill, St. Hugh community, and Norris Square, and I have a piece of Fishtown.
So many different neighborhoods, they all have different needs. What are some of the initiatives that you have in any of those neighborhoods?
The 7th Council District has about 169,000 plus residents, and you're right, all of them have different needs. But I think that the needs that they share, challenges around our education, the lack of affordable housing, employment, like anywhere else across the city of Philadelphia. But I also represent a district that is home to the opioid crisis. And so a lot of the resources that we have in the city and a lot of my time is spent ensuring that the residents of the Kensington Harrogate community that I share with Councilmember Mike Driscoll, that they have quality of life, right? Because I believe that if we restore quality of life in neighborhoods like those, then we will be able to respond to some of the challenges that we are experiencing across the city of Philadelphia.
And speak to some of those specifics of what you, or in conjunction with Mike Driscoll, is doing to help those neighbors receive that quality of life.
We're working with our public safety officials. We represent 3 of the most dangerous neighborhoods as it relates to the police department, the 24th, 25th, and 26th Police District, as well as parts of the 15th. And so making sure that we're able to work with our public safety partners, the police department, and connecting the information that we're receiving from our constituency to the police department to be able to respond to some of our public safety areas, crime in the neighborhood, that we're responding to constituents and sharing information with the police department in a safe way, but in a way that we're able to make neighborhoods safer. I think is one of the most important things that we're working on together as council colleagues, but I also share some of those neighborhoods with Councilmember Mark Squilla as well. And so we formed the Kensington Caucus with Councilmember Harity. We share all of the same challenges, but public safety is probably one of the initiatives that we work on together. And affordable housing. All of us represent neighborhoods that require affordable housing. And so just having conversations with each other and listening to our constituencies, going to each other's meetings, covering each other at different roundtables to ensure that affordable housing is prioritized and that residents are able to find stable, affordable housing in the community that they have called home generationally, I think is probably at top 5 of the things that we work on.
We're in your Center City Hall office now, but you also have a field office, and the folks you represent can come to get services. What types of services can they get either here or in your field office?
We are in the Frankfurt community as a district office at 4821 Frankfurt Avenue. Anything related to the city of Philadelphia or to we partner very closely with our state partners too. So you can get any kind of service that you need there. Assistance with property taxes. Many of the district residents don't even know that they qualify for something as simple as homestead that can save them money on their property taxes, as high as $700, right? Between $400 and $700, depending on the program that they participate in. We help folks with tangled titles, right? Individuals inherit properties from their loved ones and they don't even know that the deed is tangled up in one way or another. And so we help people through that process. Just making sure that individuals know that if they are struggling with utilities, basic utilities, gas, water, electric, that we can help partner with those utility companies and help them get into payment plans or budget programs in order for them to be able to keep those services that they need in order to keep their families safe and protected. Those are all the kinds of programs that we help with, but we also help with our state partners, right? Making sure that individuals know that if they lose their child's birth certificate, that we can help get them the application if they need a social security card, if they're having challenges with their public assistance, SNAP programs. All of those things are things that we can do right on site and in the district office as well as here.
Tell us a little bit more about Councilwoman Lozada. Why politics? Why did you decide to get into such a beast, if you will?
I ask myself that question every day. I come from a foundation of service, of public service. My dad has been a deacon for over 40 years. And so I was raised in a home where we had an open door policy. Our neighbors came to seek guidance and direction from my parents. And so it's something that I think came very natural to me. Started to work in the nonprofit world in the early 2000s, and it's really when I found out what I was passionate about. I was passionate about service. I worked for the private sector for a long time and felt like this is just an everyday kind of nothing fulfilling, right? Every day I got up and I went to the office and there was nothing that was really filling my cup. And it wasn't until I went into work into the nonprofit world that I realized that that's what I was passionate about, was serving others and making sure that folks had a voice when they felt like they were voiceless. And met Council Member Maria Quinones Sanchez, who at the time was running for City Council, had never called my elected office before, didn't even know what a council member did, was involved in politics because Dad said, today is election day and this is who we're voting for as a family and we're all gonna go vote, right? But meeting her and learning about government through her campaign, I became interested in just in government in general. At the time, I worked for an organization that served 4,000 families, and I thought, if I'm passionate about serving 4,000 families, if I could serve more, right? How amazing would it be? And so she offered me an opportunity to come and run her office as her chief of staff in 2008. After thinking about it, I thought, this is a new experience. I'm afraid to do this, but it's something that could be really rewarding. And so started to do that. And she always had a 2023 plan to run for mayor. And I didn't even know that I was being prepared to be able to fill in for this position when she decided to transition out. Prayed a lot on it because I didn't know if I was prepared for public service. It's different when you're serving as a supervisor or as a chief of staff in a position in government to actually being in the driver's seat and making the day-to-day decisions and knowing that 169,000 people depend on you and the decisions that you make and the quality of life, right? The decisions that we make here determine how my neighbors are going to live on the block every day. And so it was a huge responsibility that I knew I was going to take on, but a responsibility that I know I was meant to do because every time I thought of moving away from
it was right there
running,
ready for you.
It came right back.
On back.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I believe that I am. I'm on a mission of obedience. I think I take this responsibility very seriously, and so I feel like every day I'm guided to do and serve my neighbors, and so I'm excited about being here. While I every day I'm nervous about what is ahead, I know that I am where I'm supposed to be.
Where you're supposed to be. So when you're not in City Hall and when you're not fighting for your constituents, the 169,000 that you mentioned, I hear there's a little salsa involved, a little salsa as a hobby, if you will.
Yes.
Is that a true statement?
Yeah, it is a true statement, right? I think that people feel or find happiness when they're listening to music. I say we take that happiness to another level when you're actually able to dance salsa, right?
Okay.
I enrolled my daughter in salsa classes when she was 7.
Oh,
She became a professional salsa dancer throughout her probably 15, 20 years of dancing and teaching salsa. And so that's really my happy place, is where I'm able to kind of just unwind, relax, and enjoy the sounds of the music that connects me back to home, Puerto Rico.
Councilwoman Lozada, serving the city of Philadelphia, one resident at a time.